Alright guys, epic fucking slayers here. Will Rogue 2.0 be the end of PvP in the Dark Zone as we know it? The question is the hot topic in the community right now, and in today's video I want to address both sides of the argument, both the good and bad points to this new system. Now I'd appreciate every one of you getting involved in this discussion by leaving a comment below. So with that said, let's tackle Rogue 2.0. I'm sure most of you know what the new Rogue 2.0 system entails, so I will briefly touch on the major changes for anyone who is unaware. Rogue 2.0 was Massive's solution to the ganking toxicity that we've seen in the Dark Zone since the very beginning. Now Massive decided they wanted to allow non-rogue players who before were possibly farming NPCs and getting insta-melted from behind the chance to fight back. So with this in mind, Massive implemented a new rogue toggle feature. To put simply, this new feature means that if you want to go rogue, a button would need to be held down for a brief period of time, which allowed the non-rogue player a very small window to prepare before you went rogue. This is one new feature. Another major feature that came with Rogue 2.0 was to turn friendly fire off. This change was a very big one and seems to have been where the majority of the community is split. Now Massive decided to introduce this change because a vast majority of the community were unhappy with the 19-second timer you would receive for accidentally damaging a non-rogue player. Now this was very common when you as a non-rogue player were shooting at a rogue player, for example, and another non-rogue player would walk in front of your line of fire, or you threw a grenade or a sticky bomb and it damaged a non-rogue player. I'd be lying if I didn't say that this was very frustrating. Lastly, the new Rogue 2.0 system removed the manhunt timer and instead introduced a more tactical approach for manhunts to remove their timer. They would be given a location to go where they could remove their manhunt status by accessing a terminal for a set period of time. You would simply go to the terminal, hold down a button for a certain period of time, and the status would be removed. The location area will be visible to non-rogue players as well, so they could try and stop the manhunt from removing their status. On top of this, if you were manhunt and managed to remove your status, you would be rewarded with caches. If you were a non-rogue player and killed a manhunt or rogue player, you would be rewarded with caches. So those are the major changes that have been introduced with Rogue 2.0. Now, I want to tackle the pros and cons of this new system and address the concerns the community are having right now. A quick reminder that I understand both the pros and cons of this system, I understand both sides of the argument, and I will be offering a neutral opinion. Let me start off by saying that I 100% agree with rewarding manhunts for being successful, and likewise, I am happy that non-rogue players can be rewarded too. I like that you have a certain location to get to in order to remove your manhunt status, as this ultimately removes the issue of rogues going manhunt in DZ1 and running to DZ9 to remove their status, which has been an issue for far too long. The timer being removed and a location to remove your status is a big win in my opinion. When I first got wind that friendly fire was going to be turned off, I was very happy with this change. No more 19-second time, and that's got to be good, right? This allowed you the freedom to fire as many bullets as a non-rogue player into a group of non-rogue players battling a rogue player or team without any repercussions whatsoever. Big win, I thought, but now that I've actually played as both a non-rogue player and rogue player with this new system, I can see why the community is screaming about this change alone, going to kill PvP in the Dark Zone. So, let's look at the problem here. The problem with friendly fire being turned off is simple. There are no repercussions for the non-rogue players, and it seems that grenade and skill spam is what's destroying PvP overall. What I've seen so far is this: a group decide to go rogue, every non-rogue player is notified of this, and because friendly fire is turned off, they will spam grenades and skills with no repercussions. No rogue team can survive that. It's now 20 non-rogue players against 4 rogue players. If the rogue team are lucky and 20 non-rogue players do not turn up and they manage to reach manhunt, every non-rogue player is then notified of where the manhunt team need to go to remove their status. This results in a manhunt group going to this location and fighting an entire server, who as non-rogues and with friendly fire turned off, will have no repercussions for throwing every grenade in their arsenal. Now some might say that's karma for the last 2 years where manhunt groups have terrorized solo players or groups, and maybe you're right, but this does not promote fair combat. The reason the rogue toggle was introduced with 2.0 was to promote more fair combat. It seems to me that although Massive had good intentions here, they royally screwed up, and this has to be changed. There are a couple of solutions that could really improve the system, and I want to discuss those now. One solution could be that we keep the entire Rogue 2.0 system as it is, but simply turn friendly fire back on. This would almost certainly please anyone who enjoys going manhunt, but doesn't enjoy playing the floor as lava from grenade spam. This solution still means that non-rogue players will be given that small window to prepare when someone wants to go rogue, which removes the issue of players being killed by surprise. I think this system would allow very strong, well-coordinated groups who want to go manhunt a fighting chance even when it is 20 versus 4, whereas right now, it's pretty impossible to survive. non-rogue players would have to be careful when they threw a grenade or shot a sticky bomb or fired their weapon. I mean, this solution still allows non-rogue players to be notified of where a manhunt player or group needs to go to remove their status, which in itself is debatable. I personally hate the 19-second timer, I really do, so I understand those people who would disagree with this solution, but I have to agree this would be a very good change and one I'd like to see. So let's have a look at another solution perhaps. Another possible solution to tackle this problem is to keep Rogue 2.0 as it is, with friendly fire turned off, but introduce a meter that fills up if you hit a non-rogue player too much. An example would be that if you threw a grenade and it hit a non-rogue player, the meter would fill up 3/4 of the way and there would be a narrative cue that would remind you that you are close to going rogue. Now if you did go rogue, this would not be a 19-second timer, but this would be a full stage 1 rogue. That would reduce the grenade, sticky bomb, seeker mine spam significantly, and would give the non-rogue players a visual reminder of how close they are to going rogue. This meter could be filled up from anything, that could be weapons, grenades or skills. Now I think this would again be another great idea, because it means as non-rogue players you know there will be repercussions if you keep hitting other non-rogue players due to bad aim or spamming skills, grenades, etc. For manhunt groups, you know that non-rogue players have to be a lot more accurate and skillful in order for them to take you down. My only concern with this change is that on testing, you will find that manhunt groups won't see much change from what they are currently experiencing. I mean, it only takes 1 grenade from 10 people to take down a group of 4, so let's move on to another possible solution. What about if we keep Rogue 2.0 as it is with friendly fire turned off, but instead penalise non-rogue players when grenades or skills hit another non-rogue player? If you are non-rogue and throw a grenade or a sticky bomb and it hits another non-rogue player, you are instantly turned into a stage 1 rogue player. This change would only apply to grenades and skills, so would not apply to weapons, but just think about it. This would instantly remove the issue of grenade or skill spamming without repercussions for bad aim, which would certainly satisfy the majority of people who enjoy going manhunt, but still allow non-rogue players to spam their weapon. This system will give a manhunt a fighting chance for sure. It would remove the 19-second timer, which every non-rogue player wants, and only penalise you for grenades and skills. Again, this is another good solution that Massive needs to consider. Before I go ahead and summarise this one, I want to address one more change which I and a lot of people think needs to be removed or reworked. Rogue 2.0 introduced a terminal that had to be accessed for a period of time by the manhunt player or group to remove their status. As I've already said in this video, I think we can all universally agree this is a great change to the manhunt system. Now what needs to be addressed is the notification that all non-rogue players get, highlighting the area in which the manhunt needs to go in order to remove that status. This notification is sent instantly to non-rogue players, which allows them enough time to get to the location and set up before the manhunt group get there. Now this needs to be changed. Either they remove this altogether, or non-rogue players are given the location area when the manhunt group are in a certain proximity of the terminal, or even non-rogue players are notified when the manhunt accesses the terminal and it tells the exact terminal being accessed. I mean, I'm not sure exactly how to change this or what way we need to go, but it certainly needs to be addressed. So to answer the question, will Rogue 2.0 be the end of PvP in the DZ? In its current state, yes. In its current state, I truly feel that anyone who enjoyed going manhunt won't go manhunt anymore, which completely destroys what the DZ is all about. Now, I remember when the DZ was first introduced, an intense, unforgiving environment that you entered at your own risk. It seems that over time the DZ has become more and more casual friendly, and Rogue 2.0 takes another giant leap towards that. I've always stood by the community who stands up for the DZ for what it is and was and should be, unforgiving, intense, and only for casual players who understand the risk. Do I think Rogue 2.0 is a step in the right direction? No, I do not. My position will never change. Yes, I hate the 19-second timer, and yes, I hate being killed because I'm farming PvE content solo and I have no idea there is a full man group breathing down my neck, but I understand that is the risk of going in the dark zone. If I want to play PvP, I can jump into Last Stand or Skirmish. If I want to play PvE, I can play any of the numerous missions or jump into the new Resistance mode. If I want to do them both but with that intense DZ feeling, I can, in the dark zone. But I know the risks. This is a big topic right now and I want everyone to join in by leaving a comment below. I'm sure a lot of you will agree with me on this and I'm sure a lot of you won't, and that's perfect for a great debate. Before I go, I have realised whilst preparing this video that Massive have recently buffed the final measure 6-piece bonus in 1.8 from 20% to 40%. Now, this is in direct response to the outcry of players complaining about the grenade spam and not a solution I've mentioned today, so we're going to have to see how that works. Thanks for watching everyone. This video is a lot more detailed than my normal videos because I really want to address the problems in this game. I also want to produce much more detailed content for you guys, so please let me know what you think by hitting the like button if you enjoyed it. With all that said, and until next time, peace.